Yo, guys, we back, and today we're talking about uh the fact that water has conscious memory and can retain conscious memory. Like, this is one of the famous experiment proved by Dr. Emoto Masaru that if you say something like a positive affirmation, a positive thing to crystallized water, like water forms like sacred crystallized geometry. But if you say anything like negative to the water, like water distorts itself. It is one of the most bizarre, mind-boggling experiments ever, and just to show the spiritual implications, even in non-material, you know, uh, even in inanimate objects, there's like a spiritual essence to it. Like, it's super crazy if you think actually look into it.
The following topic is often classified as pseudoscience because its spiritual implications are dismissed on principle and relegated to the realm of esotericism. Although
When anyone says pseudoscience, it's probably the actual science. Like at this point,
nowadays people are increasingly open to researches and ideas about the importance of vibrations and energies, the concepts of programmed water or remembering water are still unbelievable to most people. Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese researcher, born on the 22nd of July 1943 in Yokohama, Japan, has gained international recognition for his studies and experiments on the influence of human consciousness on the molecular structure of water. Dr. Emoto holds a degree in international relations from Yokohama Municipal University and a doctorate in
yeah,
alternative
this dude's actually credential scientist before anybody comes and says it's a pseudoscience.
medicine in 1992. In 1986, he founded International Health Medical, and in 1989 was granted exclusive rights to market the magnetic resonance analyzer, a device patented by Ronald Weinstock. This device could detect, for example, a magnetic field around a human hair and diagnose almost any disease. In the same year, he renamed the device to Vibrationometer, which he himself became the operator of, and it was around this time that he began to realize that our entire world was made up of vibrations of different frequencies.
Yes, it's water can actually retain information. Like, that's super crazy. You'll be amazed when the video goes forward.
And he was not alone in this realization, as Nikola Tesla, one of the most brilliant minds and inventors of the last centuries, among others, said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." As I mentioned, everything is made up of vibrations and energies, so are intangible concepts such as thoughts and emotions. Dr. Emoto's research has
Law of vibration is one of the most universal principles ever. Like, everything in this world's vibration. Like, even the matter. Like, even everything. Like in the esoteric space, or maybe the truth itself. Like, matter is like spirit in a lower vibration. When the spirit or the ether like vibrates, it become like a spirit or essence of God itself. Like, super crazy.
focused on how these affect the physical properties of water. He hypothesized that water molecules can store and transmit information and that this information can be influenced by external stimuli, including human consciousness. He claimed that exposing water to positive or negative emotions, music, even the written word, can change its molecular structure, which in turn makes a difference to the way water behaves and looks. In one of Dr. Emoto's most famous experiments, he exposed distilled water to different types of music. He practically made the water samples listen to them. He then froze these samples so that he could analyze the crystal structure of the water molecules that had turned to ice using a microscope. He observed that water samples exposed to classical music had beautiful and symmetrical crystalline structures, while
This just shows more proof that you should not supposed to be listening to rap music.
samples exposed to heavy metal and other types of negative music, for example,
Damn. Look at the sacred difference in geometry. Like, Mozart, whatever heavy Metallica, or like, hip hop, rap music you guys listen to, like, it affects your psyche to a certain extent.
had distorted, chaotic structures. In one particular experiment, a song about a love breakup was played to the water, and the result was astonishing. The frozen water crystals were almost broken in two. In another
No fucking way, bro. Like, that's crazy.
experiment, distilled water was exposed to words with positive and negative meanings. Dr. Emoto wrote words such as love and gratitude on bottles of water, while he wrote negative words such as hate and fear on other bottles. He found that water molecules exposed to positive words formed beautiful, symmetrical, ordered crystals, while water molecules
This just further proves, the spirit of, God itself is like actualized into like even non-material things, like even non-living things, like everything as well as divine, but there's a different level of consciousness. Like God's spirit is within every inanimate object. Like it's crazy.
exposed to negative words formed distorted, ugly, and disordered crystals. Further differences were found between the waters of bottles with the same meaning but labeled in different languages. So a different crystal structure was found in the water samples of the bottle labeled with the Japanese and the English equivalents of love. Emoto also experimented with floral aromas and flower extracts. These also arranged water molecules into unique shapes depending on the shape and characteristics of the petals of the flowers. His work also included the study of the impact of prayer and intention on water. He found that exposing water to positive intentions and prayers can result in better water quality, while negative intentions and curses can have the opposite effect.
The reason why this happens is because every inanimate object or like living objects contains spirit, God's spirit, and responds to consciousness, and it has like a lower amount of consciousness. Even if you disagree about it, even if you consider it as a pseudoscience, this experiment disproves everything about modern conventional science itself.
In one experiment, Professor Emoto took a water sample from a pond and froze part of it. The frozen molecules were quite amorphous and irregular. When a priest prayed next to another part of the same water sample, after freezing the sample, a perfectly regular, beautiful crystal lattice appeared under the microscope. When Emoto asked the praying priest what he was thinking about during the prayer, the priest replied that he was invoking the spirits of the 7 goddesses of fortune. The professor was amazed, as the sample took a heptagonal shape, one he had never seen before in any of his experiments. So Emoto has also basically proved that thoughts have a creative power, whether we are talking about positive or negative thoughts, and this is perfectly demonstrated in water crystals. But the same is true of spoken words, which is why prayers and Buddhist mantras can have a real effect. He also believed that water has memory, which means it can retain and transmit information to other water molecules. If we assume that about 70% of the human body is made up of water, it makes a big difference under what circumstances, in what environment, and with what quality of thoughts and emotions we consume our daily.
Yeah, it's super crazy because this body is made of 70% water. Like you can see how like crystallized structure it forms due to positive affirmation. Like so when you say something negative to other person, like the entire body responds in a certain way. Like it's crazy. Because
Water
body is composed of, water.
intake. Astonishingly, no crystal structure is formed in tap water treated with chlorine or even in water exposed to microwaves.
Bro, no wonder y'all got some kind of like a genetic disability because you're drinking from tap water and chlorine water. Like,
Another interesting experiment of Emoto's is the rice experiment, which anyone can easily try at home, and you can also find some videos on YouTube from people who have already tried it. For this experiment, all you need is cooked rice, divided into jars labeled with different positive and negative words, and then sealed. Stored in the same place, under the same conditions, so that they are subjected to the same conditions, over a given time the rice will change differently in the jar, depending on whether they are labeled with positive or negative words. The rice in the jar with the word love remained visibly beautiful, while the rice in the jar with the word hate turned moldy. If you do try this experiment, please be sure to comment and let me know how it turns out.
bro, this is crazy. Does this even work? Bro, this is super crazy.
Quantum physics has proven that the whole universe vibrates, and that everything that exists has its own unique frequency of vibration. Each thought has its own frequency, a specific wavelength, which is expressed in every cell of our body, since most living organisms are made of water. In 1989, Warren J. Hammerman wrote that the organic material of the human body produces a sound at a frequency 42 octaves above middle C, that is a sound that is a vibration of 570 billion hertz. So that's the scientific basis when we talk about how our emotions change the vibration of our bodies, which we may also feel in our fellow human beings. The scientific evidence for measurable changes in emotion is being addressed by the HeartMath Institute, among others. We've all experienced a change of mood where we've been depressed and discouraged, but when we've had good news or a positive change, our zest for life and energy has returned in the blink of an eye, and as a result, we have a different effect on those around us. As Dr. Emoto and colleagues at the HeartMath Institute have discovered, this high vibration is achieved through high levels of emotion such as love and gratitude. In fact, the researchers claim that gratitude produces an emotional impact twice as strong as
And every ancient, ancient science, ancient philosophy, everybody knew about this fact. It's only the new modern mainstream that's against, the one for some reason they don't even actually touch the subject or even teach this in school or whatsoever. This just shows, the mainstream that's not like anything to do with vibration and frequency. They don't like this type of science. Nobody even actually knows about this fact. Like, and it's one of the great. Another thing is you can see like frequency and sacred geometry on every fucking thing. Everything in the ancient world built. You can see more. The old cathedrals, churches having like sacred geometry. And this sacred geometry is associated with certain frequencies, which are mainly healing frequencies. What's a healing frequency? 432 hertz, something like that. And you can actually, there's like a conspiracy. I don't know if it's conspiracy theory that Rockefellers actually set the standard music frequency to about 444 hertz, which is like a demonic uh, frequency, not harmonic at all. Like, so a lot of things are making extra sense.
love. Dr. Emoto was also keenly interested in Dr. Rupert Sheldrake's theory of the morphogenetic field, since his experiment with water crystals was nothing less than a visualization of the resonance of the morphogenetic field. Dr. Emoto's work has been criticized by many scientists who say his experiments lack scientific rigor.
Of course, there's like mainstream science always, if any experiment goes against establishment, it's always some mainstream science, push back calling it pseudoscience.
Claims were not supported by mainstream science, and his theories about the properties of water were not accepted by the scientific community. Despite these criticisms, Dr. Emoto's work has had a significant impact on popular culture, and his ideas have
But you can do this experiment and find out.
inspired many people around the world. Many people have adopted his theories and practices, including drinking and using water with positive words on water bottles and playing classical music to improve the quality of water in their homes. His work has thus influenced the fields of spirituality, naturopathy, and holistic healing.
Now you understand why, mainstream science will be against this. Anything that's promotes spirituality or any kind of like a healing frequency, meditation, they're 100% automatically against it.
In addition to his research on
That's why, sacred geometry is on this ancient church windows, because it promotes like a healing frequency. I'll make a separate video on that.
water, Dr. Emoto was also a prolific author, writing several books on his theories and findings. Among his most popular books are The Hidden Messages in Water, The True Power of Water, and The Miracle of Water. In 2005, he founded the Emoto Peace Project, a non-profit organization dedicated to promoting world peace through the power of positive thinking and intention. The organization encouraged people around the world to send positive intentions and prayers for peace to water sources in the hope that the ripple effect of peace and harmony would spread around the world. In addition to his research, the professor was also a sought-after lecturer and teacher, and traveled the world to share his ideas and findings with others. He was known for his charismatic personality and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Dr. Emoto Masaru passed away on the 17th of October 2014, but his work and ideas continue to inspire people around the world. Its legacy is a testament to the power of human consciousness and the potential of nature to heal and transform our lives. Here is an extended selection of Emoto's photographs of water crystals exposed to different influences, words, music, prayers. Water crystals in natural waters. Sanbu Ichiyusui spring water, Yamanashi Prefecture, Japan. Water from the Fuji River, Shizuoka Prefecture, Japan. The water of the Holy Well of Lourdes, France. Ice from Antarctica. Lake Maggiore, Switzerland. Mount Cook Glacier, New Zealand. Sample taken from the middle of the Shimanto River, Kochi Prefecture, Japan. The Saijo Spring Water, Hiroshima Prefecture, Japan. The Amazon River, South America. The Huilo Huilo Waterfall, Chile. Lake Titicaca, Peru. Antipolo, Philippines. Lake Baikal, Russia. Lake Motosuko, Yamanashi Prefecture, Japan. Lake Biwako, the largest lake in central Japan and the reservoir.
As soon as you study this experiment in depth, you'd actually open your mind about, what the mainstream science tells you. It's not actually, truth or whatsoever.
Of the Kinki region. Pollution here is getting worse. Japan's Yodo River flows into the Gulf of Osaka. The river flows through most of Kasai's major cities. And to different kinds of music, such crystals were formed. Tchaikovsky, Swan Lake. Pachelbel, Cannon. Johann Strauss II, The Beautiful Blue Danube. Sarasate, Zigeunerweisen. John Lennon, Imagine. Beethoven, Symphony No. 5, Fate. Bach, Air on the G string. Mozart, Symphony No.
Now, if anybody gonna do this experiment, try it on rap music or like thug music. Like, it'll be distorted as hell. It will be like unsymmetrical as fuck.
Number 40 in G minor. Debussy, Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun. Debussy.
This is why music you actually play has an effect on your psyche. Like, if you listen to rap music, that's always constantly affirming about, fucking bitches, killing people, like hooking on drugs, Percocet, Molly, like, the song. It actually has a negative effect on your psyche. Like, if you listen to that song, what's that song, uh, Playboy Cardi, I don't know, like, talk about Percocet, Molly, all the time, that song, it has like a negative effect. If you listen to that song for like constantly for a fucking year, you actually start doing drugs. That's why every music, every frequency has like a constant effect on your, psyche whatsoever.
La Mer. Mendelssohn, The Wedding March. One of the theme songs from the film The Sound of Music, Edelweiss. Amazing Grace, church hymn. Smetana, Moldau. Schubert, Ave Maria. Iosif Ivanovici, Waves of the Danube. Vivaldi, The Four Seasons, string. Vivaldi, The Four Seasons, summer. Vivaldi, The Four Seasons, autumn. Vivaldi.
It's crazy. Every music has its own set of frequency and so on associated with sacred geometry. Every frequency is associated with its own unique separate sacred geometry. Super crazy.
Four Seasons, winter. Beethoven, Symphony No. 6, pastoral. Kawachi folk dance, folk music. Elvis Presley, Heartbreak Hotel. The different words had this effect on the...
That's crazy. Heartbreak, like, there's a distorted frequency and perfect symmetry in the same picture. It's crazy.
Elvis Presley, Heartbreak Hotel. The different words had this effect on the water crystals.
So also say everything you actually say has like a vibrational effect on the ether of the whole reality itself. That's why it's like in every like ancient teaching that says be careful of the things you actually say in this world or things you actually say to your significant other. Like it have like a frequency effect on their psyche itself. Like you should be very careful of everything you actually like, speak or say to someone else. Cause you can actually scar them for for the rest of your entire life.
The effects on water of different photos stuck on bottles. Cherry blossoms. Dolphins.
I wonder what kind of frequency certain names would actually make.
Elephant. Heart mark. Lotus flower. An Egyptian pyramid. A Mayan pyramid from Mexico. A Moai statue. Mount Fuji. Sedona, America. The Haitati Shrine, Japan. Pleiades, the constellation of Virgo. And prayers have affected the molecules of some waters in this way. The waters of the Fujiwara Dam before the prayer of a Buddhist.
It just shows that prayers are not like you just uh putting your hands together and like just making affirmations. It has like a vibrational effect on the ether itself. It is like divine communication with God itself. That's why prayers are, not something to be ridiculed or not something to be considered as, a lot of atheists consider prayers as like useless and shit. Like it's not something that be considered because it has like a vibrational frequency effect, and it's basically like divine communication with God itself. Like that's why prayer should be respected, and everyone's spirituality should also be respected.
Monk, and after his prayer. Tokyo's tap water before 500 people sent love energy towards it from across Japan, and then water in the water.
And this also shows that every time you sit around table of family, you should say grace and thank God for gratitude. Like if it can affect on rice and water, it can probably affect on your food too. You know, everything in this world is electromagnetic energy. Like, don't listen what the mainstream tells you. Everything in this world is electromagnetic energy, and like, it would have an effect on food. That's why for thousands of years, you should actually say grace before you eat food, because your positive informational frequency vibration will affect on the electromagnetic energy of the food itself. So it's super important to say grace on everything you eat.
Rasi Basin before and after prayer. Tap water in a Japanese primary school before and after prayer. The tap water of the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park before and after the prayer. The waters of Lake Biwa in Japan before and after prayer. The waters of the Buandam in Korea before and after prayer. The waters of Lake Carapicuiba, Brazil before and after prayer. As you've seen, we can have a really spectacular effect on water, and many people think it's intelligent because of that. Personally, I believe that it is the frequencies of the thoughts and vibrations associated with words and music and the emotions that actually influence the molecules of water. So we are a kind of intermediary towards the water, in the crystals of which our own emotions and thoughts are embodied. I'm curious to hear what you think about this, so please be sure to write it down in the comments.
The reason why this actually happens is because God's spirit is permeated, or like this person, every fucking inanimate object, living thing, and everything has like a every smallest atom has this frequency and vibration, because God's spirit is everywhere and it's everything. It's not this pantheism, everything's like a god. It's just God's spirit is actually like permeated in every non-living object, and there's an order to the divine consciousness. Human beings, especially because they consist of the divine eye, it's just because we created the image of God itself, and every non-living thing, even if the stone, even a mineral, even a specific non-inanimate atom, like everything has like certain amounts of spirit itself. Because when spirit is vibrating in lower frequency, it doesn't matter, and if vibrating matters, vibrating higher frequency, it returns to spirit itself, and that is like one of the secrets of the soul and the human body itself. In short, everything has a God spirit in it. That's why you can actually see certain objects as memory frequency. So that's about it, bro. Like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.